Howdy, Stu Chubbuck here. So here I've been hunting these farms out here on what is now a 160 acre farm. Today I'm going to hit the second 10 acre plot with a few hours that I've got here today, and you can see the rise in the field out here. That house had sat up on top of there. Let's dig in and see what we can find. I'll see you at the first hole. Again, I'm hunting close to the road. I have dug some canned slaw. I did dig a musket ball that had obviously hit something. It was pretty flattened and chewed up. I got another target here, and it rang up like a nice flattened aluminum can. I believe it's a coin, but I also see holes in it, so it may have been modified for a child's toy. But let me get the camera down here so we can take a look together. This was ringing up at a 91. It looks like a large cent, but I also see two holes there, and I bet, I don't know, let's clean it off and see what we have first of all. I do see 1 cent, so, and it does say United States, 1 cent. Okay, so it's an 1848. It's an 1848 large cent. I can clearly see that. But it has been drilled out. I don't think this was used for a button. And honestly, this 1 cent may have been cheaper than buying the toy from a store, which where we are located, it's very possible that the nearest store was 5 hours away. So very cool. Let's keep going. Okay, working along the edge of the road on this property. There's been lots of trash. I'm finally making my way back, so I'm up from the road a little bit, and I got a decent signal, but because there's been so much trash through here, I did not get it on film. I think what I have here is a 2-piece button, It looks to be maybe all brass. I don't know. That would be really cool if it turned out to be some kind of military, but it is quite flat. So I don't know if it's going to be identifiable or not. Let's take a look. Okay. It looks very brittle. I have to try and be very careful with it. It is smashed pretty good. I do see. Okay, so that's the side with the shank. I thought maybe that was the decorative side. So you can see a shank there. Actually, now I'm looking at it, I think the face of it, part of the face is there. It's just all smashed in. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get any kind of an identification of what that really is. Well, let's keep going. So I dug a good tone. There's still a lot of trash, and I'm a little ways from the road now. But way out here, could have been dropped by the farmer. But I dug a zinc penny, which is, I'm sure that's what it is. They do not hold up well in the ground, especially with fertilizers, chemicals in the field. Yeah, I can see the memorial on the back, but yep, way out here in the field, there's no other explanation that somebody out here, maybe the farmer working on his equipment or something, and dropped a penny. It was a good 6 inches down though. So let's keep going. I haven't been recording a whole lot because I've been digging so much trash. But I just dug something. I see a green rim of a coin. So I'm gonna bring you in on it. We'll see what we got. Ooh, it's big. I thought it was some type of a penny. Oh, what is this? It looks pretty thick. It's very, very corroded. That's very corroded. Well, I see United States. I don't know if I can scrape some of that corrosion off just to try and get an ID on it. I'm gonna spray it with some alcohol and see. Oh, what is this? Such a thick layer of this green corrosion. I'm gonna have to try and get it off just to identify it. I don't like taking the patina off of anything, but when I can't even tell what it is. wonder if this is another 2-cent piece. It's just so hard to see. The date is covered up with corrosion at the bottom, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to get a date off of it or not. This one is very, very crusty. Okay, well the 2 is starting to come through. Sometimes you can see it. I believe that's another 2-cent piece. It's just in very bad condition, and I don't know if I'm going to get a date off of it. Actually, in the camera, it looks like maybe 1887 or something. 1882. I'm not really sure. I'll have to look these up to see when they were made. Let's keep going. Okay, so I got kind of a funny signal, and I already filled the hole in because I had already searched the hole for more pieces and could not find anything. But this is a piece of a lead pewter utensil that people would eat off of, and you can tell this was quite a fancy one. There's designs on both the front and back, but you can see that it was pretty fancy for its time. Most of these were very plain. They're also very brittle, so finding a whole piece doesn't happen very often. I got a good solid signal. It was ringing up a 75, and I kicked the junk back over the top of it, swung over it again, and did a little kick at the dirt, and out pops a parasol slide. I don't know if I explained this before, but this was the sliding piece of a parasol, or better known as an umbrella. All the fancy ladies of the time would carry their parasol to stay in the shade with their heavy dresses and clothing. That one's actually very nice. It's probably one of the nicest ones I've ever found. It's all intact, and yeah. So let's keep going. Okay, I just popped out kind of a strange signal, and I'm not sure. I'm not sure what this is. It looks like a little piece of copper or brass. Maybe a little piece of copper. There were some tabs on it. I just broke one off. Looks like there's something on here. I don't know if this was some kind of a little piece of jewelry, or Actually, I think this might have been some fancy on some horse tack. There was actually still a piece of leather pinched in. There's these little tabs on the back. See, this side's already been broken off, but having that leather in the back, I bet that was some kind of a piece of fancy on a leather strap, maybe horse tack or something. So somebody wasn't afraid to spend a little extra money on some fancy stuff. Okay, so I'm running out of time here pretty quick. So let's see if I can find another couple targets, and I'm going to have to call it a day. This one, I was about ready to wrap it up for the day, and this one sounded too good to not film it. Although it was ringing up a 91, and I'm not too far from where I'd dug a bunch of aluminum can tops and things like that, but it was, and it's shallow, so may only be a couple inches deep. I see something round. It's green. It's large and it's green. Okay. Actually, I'm going to recheck the hole. Okay, that is the only thing in there. I had a real jumpy signal on it, so I'm going to check around this real careful before I fill it in. It seems like all the coins down at this end of the field are very, very crusty compared to the other end. Looks like another braided hair. 1852. Was in 1852. Nice. Okay, so we've got our trash. Just typical stuff. I mean, it's old trash, but not like what we want to find. There's actually a few pieces of brass, a fuse, wood splitting wedge, some other iron pieces, square nails, I believe a square nut that had broken off, piece of barbed wire, piece of copper wire, a new washer, a zinc penny, unidentifiable. Got some bonus finds, got some cool pieces of glass. They're kind of neat looking, purple and blue. I did find I believe this is the back of a rivet, but they apparently, when it broke, maybe they had put it back together with iron, and now that's what we have. Our very cool little two-piece button that unfortunately was crushed and unidentifiable. There is the shank that's still intact. There may be some back marks there. If I can get that cleaned up and identified, I will certainly put pictures in the video. We have our parasol slide. Very cool. We have our lead pewter spoon handle, perhaps. Pretty fancy. I've mentioned before that they stopped making lead pewter utensils in like 1790. So probably pretty old. Not saying that the people who lived here in the 1800s was still using this to eat off of, but it is here. Maybe it traveled with them. We've got our, I assume, a little piece of horse tack. I actually dug that after I dug the both of these. I got one on camera. They were crimped on leather. One of them still has the leather in it. But the dirt that I'm digging here is hard, solid clay, and so maybe it helped preserve them. I have some miscellaneous pieces of brass, a little musket ball, and another one that obviously it probably hit something or somebody chewed it. We have our little 2-cent piece, which the date on this one is not legible. I believe, yeah. I'm trying to think of what side it would be on. But if I can get that cleaned up and find a date, I will certainly post that. And we have our 1852 large cent, which is really in pretty decent condition. And I would say the find of the day is this 1848 large cent that's been drilled out for, I think, a children's toy. I bet somebody made a whizzer out of them. Chances are, if you purchased a whizzer from the store, it probably cost more than a penny. Very cool.